How you guys doing? Mark Franks here. Guys, today I want to talk about why I got an M1 MacBook Air 2020 in 2023. Why didn't I get an M2 MacBook Air in 2023? So let's go ahead and get into that, guys. But first, I'm going to tell you a little story about why I really got this MacBook Air. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so how it all started is originally I had an iPad Air 4th generation. And I love that thing. You know, I was always writing on it because I write a lot for my websites. So what happened was, anytime you say what happened was, it's always something, right? So what happened was my son taking my iPad out of the car, dropped my iPad 4th generation on the pavement and it cracked. So the cracked iPad became his iPad. So I went ahead and said, okay, you know what? You know, I use this to write. I want something that kind of does it all. So hence, moving forward to the future, I got the Microsoft Surface 7 Plus. This is Microsoft Surface Pro 7 Plus. Basically, it did everything. It does everything. You know, I can have a laptop and also have a tablet, and it just does everything, right? And I still love the 7 Plus Surface Pro, right? Surface Pro 7 Plus. I still love this device. But you know, I do a bunch of video editing now, and I'm still writing a lot. And the battery life on here is not as great as I need it to be. And it's not gonna render videos as fast as I need it to be because, you know, I'm rendering large files and I need something a little bit more powerful. So hence, what I did was I went back to an iPad. So I have an iPad Air 5th generation. I'm gonna review that in subsequent videos. So I got the writing portion taken care of. And actually, before I got the iPad 5th generation, I got the M1 MacBook Air first. Because I'm doing a bunch of editing now, and I can't do a bunch of editing on the Surface Pro at an efficient rate. It goes too slow. So I said, you know what? I needed a different laptop. So I got the MacBook. And another major reason, and this is probably the major reason, guys, is this, the M1 MacBook Air, the battery life lasts like 18 plus hours, whereas this one, maybe 5 or 6, depending on what I'm doing, maybe 7 or 8. It doesn't last all day. I can take the MacBook Air and just not even have a power cord. I can feel confident that I won't have to plug it in, where if I take this, I may have to plug this in the next 4 hours or something. So I got the MacBook Air because I needed video editing speed and power, and I needed the battery life. And that's why I got this, the MacBook Air, over the Surface Pro 7 Plus. But let's go over the MacBook Air 2020. Now, just a little bit of specs, guys. I love this thing. This thing is, let's just talk about the aesthetics. I love the wedge design. This is the old school Apple design. And I think it just looks better than the M2. This design here, it just looks better. It's slim. It looks more premium than the M2 to me. The M2 looks a little boxy. Just leave a comment if you do the same. If you like the design more, this design, the M1 better than the M2 design. But this is rocking a M1 8-core processor, so it's blazing fast, guys. It's one of the main reasons why I got it, guys. It's 256 gigabytes of SSD storage. It has 8 gigabytes of RAM. Guys, it has a Retina display, 13.3 Retina display. The M2 is 13.6. This camera here is 720p, but I'm fine with that. I'm not always using, you know, Zoom and FaceTime, stuff like that. I'm not always using that. I believe the M2 is a 1080p camera. Has a backlit keyboard, 4-inch trackpad, guys. And it's a fantastic computer. All right. The battery life is 18 hours plus, guys. So you can leave and just leave your power cord at home and not worry about it. You can do some heavy work. I love the video editing on here. I use Shotcut, and the video editing is fast. It's faster than Windows computers. It's just all around a great laptop. Great laptop, guys. It comes with 2 USB ports here, USB-C ports, guys. I'm sorry, USB-C Thunderbolt ports. So I do like that. It has a 3.5 millimeter jack for your headphones. Who still uses these? I don't know. I don't use those as much, but it's a great, very good laptop. I'm glad I got it. And the price, I mean, you can't beat the price. The price was $799. Guys, you just can't beat this. And I think I got it for less than that because I was on sale at Best Buy at the time. I'll put this in the description below. I'll put the Amazon version. I believe it's $799 right now on Amazon. You can't beat that. The M2 price is $1,000, give or take. It may go up or down, but for this $799, and it's pretty much the same as the M2. So the M2 MacBook Air, it's 17% faster than the M1. I'm like, 17% faster? Really? All right, if it's 60% faster, then yeah, okay, well, it's doing something, but 17% faster, and the rendering, the video rendering on it, it's just a couple seconds faster, maybe a minute or two faster. I can wait a couple seconds, 30 seconds for my videos to render on the M1. All right, the M2 does have like a surround sound speaker thing, but a lot of people say that the M1, and these speakers are great. A lot of people said the M1 speakers compared to the M2 speakers, the M1 speakers a little bit louder, you know? So, but the M2 does have that surround sound thing to it. It does have, what's a little bit better on the M2, the M2 does have a MagSafe charger. So you don't have to use the USB-C ports to charge. You can use a little MagSafe charger there. You know, that's cool, but that's not gonna make me just go to the M2. And yeah, just for 17% faster, and it also has a brighter screen. The M2 has a 500 nit screen as far as brightness, but this is 400, so it's not much. And they both have a Retina display. They both have the same battery life, 18 hours. They both have the same trackpad, guys, 4-inch trackpad. Now, the M2 bezels are a little bit smaller than this one here. These bezels are pretty thick. The M2 bezels are going to be smaller, and the M2 screen is going to be taller. So the M2 screen is taller. This is a 13.3 inch screen. The M2 screen is going to be 13.6 inches, but it's not much taller, but it's just a tad bit taller. But that's no major changes though. I mean, they're both pretty much still the same. All right, guys, so real quick, I forgot to mention, I want to talk about the different read and write speeds between the M2 MacBook Air and the M1 MacBook Air. Guys, so the M1 MacBook Air 256 gigabytes of SSD storage is actually faster. The read and write speeds is up to 50% faster than the M2 256 gigabytes of SSD storage MacBook Air. Now, why is this? Well, the M1 MacBook Air, guys, the M1, it has two 128 gigabytes of SSD storage in the slot, and two NAND SSD storage to equal to 256 gigabytes of SSD storage. Now the M2 only has one SSD card that equals 256 gigabytes of storage. So the M1 has two 128 gigabytes of SSD storage that equals the 256, and the M1 has one 256 gigabytes of SSD storage. Now, again, so why is this faster? Well, think of it like a one-lane highway. So the M2 has a one-lane highway, just one SSD storage in there. Data processing and applications is going to be a little bit slower, whereas the M1 has two 128, so it has two, so it's a two-lane highway. Then you can fit more data. It's a lot more efficient. It is a lot faster. So that's why the M1 is up to 50% faster as far as read and write. So guys, just knowing that, I would just automatically just opt out for the M1 MacBook Air. Now this is a 256 gigabyte version, guys. So when the M2 gets to 512, then of course you have more. They're putting in two 256, so you have two NAND SSD storage devices, so it does pick up speed. But for the 256 gigabytes of SSD storage version, the M1 is going to be faster than the M2. So that alone, guys, will make me go ahead and choose the M1. I mean, it is $200 more, and I'm not really seeing what I get for the $200. So this still is an awesome deal. I recommend you guys go to the store and get this as soon as possible before that deal is over or before they stop selling these things. So it's $7.99. You get a hell of a great laptop, 18 hours, guys. You can just charge it up and just take it the entire day with you, do some heavy work, do some light work, do some mid work, and it's still going to work, guys. It's still gonna do its thing. Do I have any critiques or any bad things to say about this? Absolutely not. Everything about this this laptop is great, guys. I recommend you get it. I got it, guys, and I'm not disappointed with my purchase. But that's all I have for you today. If you have any comments or questions about it, please leave your comments and questions below. I'll catch you in the next one. Mark Franks here. You guys have a good day.